Hello everyone and welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you are one of the people who has been so encouraging with your comments and your thumbs up and your likes. I want to thank the group of, I think it's 520 people now in just a few months of my YouTube. And so I feel encouraged that there are other people out there who are going through this journey with me. 500 people is a lot of people, and I've felt nothing but love from everyone and nothing but good advice, and it's a really special community of people that we have here. So I want to thank my return followers and also welcome my new followers. I started this channel 20 weeks ago when I started Zepbound, and I've documented every week. I started it because I wanted to find other people to talk to and hear their experience, because, you know, I can go to Reddit. I go to Reddit, I watch YouTubes, but it's not like communication like with me talking to you and you responding back to me with how you feel about things that we're both going through. So it's just been really exciting for me, and I want to say thank you and welcome. So this is gonna be a weigh-in Wednesday. I just did like a half-hour pour my heart out video that I may or may not post. I just started going on and on about this journey, and it seemed to be going on too long. So this one's gonna be shorter, and maybe later on in the week we'll get into a deeper video about all the things that are going on, you know, with Zepbound and me, and how my experience has been, hopefully to give you hope or give you information about how it affects some people. I'm not a doctor. I'm not pretending to be a doctor. I'm not a therapist. Talk to your own doctor about going on this. And I'm kind of afraid of the med spas. A lot of my relatives, my husband's brother and wife and other people go through the med spas, or whatever they're called, med spas, medi spas, hims and hers, and whoever else is doing this. I've always been with name brand Zepbound. It's what my doctor first prescribed for me. It's not covered by insurance anymore, so I have 1 month left in the fridge. That is at my low rate of $0. And then I think I'm going to order it direct from Eli Lilly. And I'm really afraid I could order the vials and save a lot of money, or I could do the injection, which I am most comfortable with. So I think I'm going to stick with the injection for the auto pen, I think they call it, rather than switching over. I'm not sure. I have 1 month left to figure it out. But at any rate, I want to show you. This is my handwritten chart in my journal that I love from Michael's that I got for like $5. And I did an actual physical numbers copy of it for you to see on here. It just keeps me going to kind of look at, as you go week to week and you get into being 20 weeks, I would recommend using a journal. It just is encouraging for me to look back on and be able to see week by week by week what is going on with my body, because you get to a point where I feel much thinner. I am rack shopping now and not having to shop in the plus sizes, which has been very exciting for me. For the last, and I would kind of call that a non-scale victory. For the last several years, anytime anyone would ask me what I would want, I would not say clothes. I'd be embarrassed. I wouldn't want, you know, my mom loves to buy clothes. She buys gorgeous clothes, but I didn't want to tell them, you know, 2X or like, you know, and those were getting tight. And so I'm really, even though I'm not, like, this is from Land's End, I'm not a couture shopper, and I didn't think I really enjoyed clothes shopping, but a non-scale victory for me lately is rack shopping and being able to walk into Marshall's or Macy's or any of the stores and grabbing something off the rack and having it fit. That has been inexplicably enjoyable for me. So that's been great. I'm real happy with my 5 milligrams. So this last week, we'll go over this because it is the weekly weigh-in. Another thing I'm doing is filling in balloons. And this is how much I've lost, the filled in ones. This is how much I want to lose. I think it's 123 pounds and I am at 63, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I'm about halfway to my goal weight. I fill in everything I eat. I fill in my monthly, how much I'm losing every 4 weeks. It's not like March, April, May, June, because there are extra days. So it's getting a little wonky in my brain. So I've kind of broken it down into 4 week chunks, because also I get 4 weeks of Zepbound in a pack. So my first 4 weeks at 2.5, my second 4 weeks at 2.5. So there's a few extra days thrown in there, but that's how I'm tracking it in my calendar. These last 4 weeks, I have gone down 8.5 pounds, not 11 pounds. And prior to that, it had been 11 pounds the month before, 11 pounds the month before that, 10 pounds the month before that, and 23 my first month, but I lost 10 the first week because I was very sick with a bad cold and didn't eat anything, and then 5 and 4 pounds after that. So I've also caught a little bit of flack about losing too quickly. I have some thoughts on that. Some thoughts on that are, when you are in the not overweight, but you're in the obese category, you are carrying around a lot of weight. I had always, when I had done Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or one of the millions of other diets that I've been on, been told that when you have a lot of weight to lose, 2 to 3 pounds a week is not unhealthy. And I have mostly lost 3 pounds a week. So I have to tell you, if you're someone who is you can only lose 1 to 2 pounds a week safely. Now, I still have my gallbladder and nothing has, knock on wood, there is the fear there because I have friends who have had to have gallbladder surgery. And so I'm at 20 weeks and I'm pretty comfortable right now saying to all of you that my hair doesn't feel thinner than it was. These are the things about losing weight fast on any diet, not just Zepbound, that can happen, like hair loss, like muscle wasting. Those are the 2 big ones. I have been very good about going to the gym and lifting weights and also walking. I'm not doing hard cardio because before I gained my last 40 pounds or 30 pounds that came on real quickly at the end of menopause, I was working out very, very hard and doing like an hour on the stair stepper or an hour on the bike and really sweating and breathing hard. And I felt like I didn't understand what it was at that time, but the cortisol that was released really made me angry. And I know I have a prior video on it where I was like, how can I work out for an hour and feel angry? I was not lifting weights at that point. I hadn't done a lot of research into the benefits of, as you get older, I want to say even over starting in your 40s and even in your 30s, but specifically your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you are going to lose muscle anyways if you don't do something to combat it, like lifting weights. And no, it doesn't have to be heavy weights. It can be lighter weights. I think anything helps. I have a little bit of, I'm not unhappy at this point with the way that the weight is going away. My arms are going back to their natural shape. My legs are going back to more of the shape they were when I was in my 30s and 40s. It's coming off correctly. My derriere is getting a little deflated, but it's always been not small, so I'm not worried about that. And my chest is shrinking and my bra size is different, but I'm not unhappy with where I am right now. I would even wager to say, if I wasn't still considered obese, I'm like 17 pounds away from being in the overweight category for my height and my height. That I lost my train of thought. I'm very happy with how I feel and how I'm moving and getting around right now. I will continue to lose weight because I would like to get in the healthy range. But if I stalled out right now and this was it for my whole Zepbound thing, it wouldn't kill me, although I need to lose more weight. So that being said, I feel like if you are new to this and you are even a male, I think males can also have hair loss with fast weight loss. I don't think it's specifically a female thing. And I've always had very thin hair, period. So prior to this, maybe a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, when I started all my menopause stuff, I thought, wow, my hair is getting really thin. I need to do something. So I looked online and I found Shapiro MD, and that's who I order off of Amazon. Love Shapiro. My daughter has since told me some people have hair loss with it. I don't know. I looked at the top 5 and it was like number 2. I don't know why I didn't buy number 1. It's not expensive, but you do have to put it on and let it sit for 5 minutes, which I do. Like every other day, I'll use a different shampoo in between, like my husband's Head and Shoulders or whatever. Then there's also drops that you use and a mousse. And so I was using that 10 months, 6 months, 8 months before I started Zepbound because I was worried about hair loss anyway. So I'm very happy that I have been taking that during this journey. I also started this from Costco at that time. And I know everybody has their favorite protein powders. This one, when I was on the cruise ship and we were in the room and I did little coffee espressos, I could taste it more. I put a stevia in it in the morning with 4 tablespoons of it. I have my little, it's very sticky, my little tablespoon in it that I just keep in there. And every morning I have this with coffee, 4 scoops of it in my first cup with two stevia in it and a little bit of half and half. I'm not someone who can't drink coffee on this. That would be dreadful. I hope you're not. If you love coffee and you're one of those people, I'm sorry. I also am not a person who I can eat red meat. I can eat chicken. I can eat fish. I can eat all the proteins. There has been nothing really other than like the cruise the last couple nights when I drank for 5 nights and ate fatty desserts for many nights that have upset my stomach. And then the one night at Disney where I ate some more exotic foods, more of the fatty, couple bites of dessert foods. So during this whole thing, if I can recommend something, if you're new, it would be to try to eat as cleanly as possible and eat, I was eggs, chicken, and vegetables, and also magnesium, because yes, I did have terrible constipation the first month, maybe the first 2. I take 2 of these at night, and they're actually like dessert for me. I don't even want to look. There's 20 calories in 2. I should probably track that. But every night, this is my dessert about an hour before I go to bed. Sometimes I'll take a melatonin with it. Sometimes I won't. But I love this Cunol. That's from Costco. It's also on sale for like $6 off this month right now. It's 23 instead of 30, but I don't know if this might be 23 instead of 30, and this might be $8.95 instead of 13. I don't know. I know I bought it the other day. This has been a lifesaver for me at night because it helps me sleep. A couple more things. I'm just going to go from thing to thing in here to tell you all what has helped me the most through this. I also started taking this, and this was when, as you know, I had discs, or still have discs in my back, my thoracic, and my neck that are bulging. They feel much better since I've lost 63 pounds. They still kind of bothered me on the cruise, but I was moving big suitcases and, doing things that I hadn't done. So I started this maybe a year ago as well. Cosamin, this is from Costco. This is also on sale. There's also a dog version. It's called Cosamin something. And it looks similar to this, but there's a dog on it. So this is the human one. So if you go into Costco and you're confused, the one with the dog on it says it's for a dog and it's over in the dog section. This is in the vitamin section. So those 3 things, super imperative to this journey. I've continued taking them. I don't care if it's placebo, but I feel like they've helped. My hair is has never been super thick, but it is still thick enough where it is thicker than it was a year ago. Another lifesaver for me during these 20 weeks has been, I buy these by the box load, the little case with 20 packs in it from Costco, gum. I had dry mouth, and I still tend to get dry mouth. This is the last thing. These are all the things I brought upstairs. My water. I don't leave the house without this. I fill this all day. There, surprisingly, when I measured how much water was in here, there are only 3 cups of water in here. I thought it would be 4, but it's 3. And I drink a whole one of these before I have my coffee with my collagen in the morning, and I drink them throughout the day. So those have been things that have helped me a lot on my first, I'm going into my 20th week. I can see myself these drugs have been tested for a long time. If weird things don't start happening, I could see myself staying on this forever in a microdose fashion, because my joints and my pain and my inflammation have gone down so incredibly much. So I don't know what the future holds. That's me at week 20, throwing that out there. What was interesting is I was always like, oh, water weight. No, people don't hold water weight. Yes, they do. I went on my cruise. I weighed myself before I left. Then I couldn't weigh myself. I was on a 10-day cruise. So I weighed myself when I got back. I think it was the next day, not the morning we got back. And I was up 1.4 pounds. Okay, fine. I thought that's great, because I had a lot of fun on my cruise, and I'm all for going on vacation and enjoying yourself. And I did. And so then the next day, so then I was really good that day, and it was still a few days away from shot day, but my hunger level hasn't been too much higher prior to my shot day. It's been, knock on wood, very well maintained at 5 right now in my 1, 2, 3, going into my 4th month of 5 for Zepbound. So then the next day I got on the scale. So I had breakfast. I had my regular, my coffee with my collagen, my 2 eggs, a bean burrito, I think, for lunch, and and chicken and a little piece of sourdough with a little bit of butter on it, and salad for dinner, which is like my go-to. And then I was down 4 pounds the next day. And I was like, what? That's crazy. And my mom and sister had said after the cruise, they were going to the bathroom a lot. I don't know, maybe being in the Caribbean, it was warmer and I was retaining water. I have no idea. But then on the next day I was down 4 pounds. So I don't know. I don't try to weigh myself every day unless I feel like I'm slipping. I prefer to weigh myself like every 3 or 4 days. Otherwise, I get a little weird in my head about what I eat. And so if I find, though, that I'm like off track and I'm eating more and I'm like my hunger is back, like right around when I switch from 2.5 to 5, I will weigh myself every day to kind of keep myself in check with what I'm putting into my body and how I'm doing. I have been, like I said, working out this whole time, and that, I would say, if I could tell you anything, I would say lift weights, even if it's light and like 3 sets of 15, or heavier and 3 sets of 8. Talk to it. If you've never lifted weights, it wouldn't hurt to hire a trainer to show you how to lift them properly. Form is everything, but it has made me feel better. There are some, like my legs are starting to get a little, not droopy, but I'm shrinking. And I'm not sure how this is going to work out. If I'm going to like it in a couple months if I lose a bunch more weight, or if I'm going to be like, whoa, what happened? Right now, there's a few spots, but there's a little bit of muscle coming in, and I feel great. I feel great walking up the stairs. I am doing leg weights at the gym, the outer thigh, the inner thigh, the leg presses. All of those things have helped me feel better. So my recommendation for someone, if they want to know what has helped me, is it is helpful if you eat a clean diet. It is helpful if you work out and try to work on your muscle tone as you're shrinking. And like I said, I don't know. I mean, I've got some neck stuff going on, but I'm almost 60 and I'm not really interested in Botox. Scares me. Most pills and things you inject in your body actually scare me. I've never dyed my hair. I do put on fake nails. That's something I can live with. I do wear sunblock so that I don't get, my sister's had a bunch of cancers removed off her hands, maybe from the UV lights, who knows, but I don't like hair dye for myself. It is starting to turn gray in funky places, but I just don't have the patience to sit somewhere for an hour once a month and to have to go in and touch everything up. My neck's bothering me a little, but we'll see how gobbly it gets as I go along. And I hope I'm not offending anyone. This is just me. This is, how I'm feeling as I'm going through this journey. And some people, like I went and met up with my sister-in-law and brother, and she looks great. She has Botox like once a month and does the fillers, and she looks a good 20 years younger than I do. But for myself, the most important thing when I started this was how I feel and going up and down stairs. And I still want to be able to get into a cross-legged position and get back up from that. I have not tried it. I don't want to bust out a knee or do anything bad. I am getting better with my leg presses with how far I bend my knees and with them not hurting. So I think there is something to be said for, they are doing studies on osteoarthritis in the knee and Zepbound helping that. Those are some fascinating studies, and Zepbound is helping with things like they're doing studies on Alzheimer's and dementia and any inflammatory based diseases. And there are many, MS, muscular dystrophy, I think Crohn's disease, IBS, any of the inflammatory things that go on in your body. This for me has been a game changer inflammation wise. And yes, I've done meloxicam and I've done all the anti-inflammatories that they said. And, frankly, Advil upsets my stomach. Meloxicam upsets my stomach. This has been something with little to no side effects that has made my inflammation go almost totally away. Now, my husband's like, it's because you're not drinking and you're eating very clean and you're working out. Okay, that's part of it. But it started 2 weeks into, by the second week of Zepbound, I could feel that I was less inflamed. So there's nobody that's going to convince me otherwise that this is not great for inflammation. I think it's phenomenal. And so that's my 2 cents. That's my personal journey. Hopefully that's also your journey. Again, I want to thank you. So that's it. I'm down 8 pounds this week. Not bad for going on a 10-day cruise. Very happy, down 63 pounds overall. Just excited, just feeling very positive, very tired from vacation. So I know my energy level is not up there, but I wanted to share all these things with you. Most of them are on sale at Costco this week. Go buy them if you, this is not me. I'm not, endorsed or an affiliate for anything. These are things that help me. And if they help you, and my husband, I'll tell you this, I didn't bring enough of this for him because I had him in little baggies to take on the cruise ship, like 10 different little baggies with white powder in them. Think what you will. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this double. I'll just give my husband some of mine. So he did not take collagen and he did not take this. He's not on Zepbound and he's not really overweight. He's has always been in very good shape. But he is not feeling as good after 10 days of not taking these things. So I'm a big advocate of taking these things for myself. And I know that it was helping a little bit before the Zepbound, but Zepbound was a game changer for me. So that's my input going into week 20. I'm glad you're all here. You may not be here 24 minutes. I think it drops off at 15 minutes, 10 minutes. But for those of you who are here, thank you. And let me know in the comments how you're doing. I love, love, love the comments from every single one of you. And I love to hear how your journey's going because you all inspire me to keep doing this and to keep taping and sharing it. I love to hear from each and every one of you. Have a wonderful week, and I will have some kind of a fun, informative video later on in the week. Bye-bye.